What's going on, everyone? All right. So everyone see me. So yeah. Um, Boonk is a rapper. Was a rapper, I'll say. Back in I knew about him a few years ago. Did a little more research on him. He was a Instagram social media influencer. He used to be known for stunts and doing different pranks. And I think he had a couple pranks that went wrong. If you remember, back in July of 2019, he was in a hospital due to a broken jaw. I think it was a prank that went wrong, and he took it too far. And some young man, it seemed like they were talking to each other, but a young man just hit him in his jaw, and therefore he was bleeding pretty bad, man. So I think he was in the hospital for like a day or two, and ended up getting out. And he was arrested for assault, I think vandalism in downtown New York City. I mean, he did a lot of things that was kind of just clout chasing, and he kind of rose to fame due to his social media influence, like Fat Boy and them. And but for the most part, he was into the drill rap gang. So as John Gabbana, if you actually went to the channel, if they were, since they were famous and stuff like that, they actually broke down and went into detail. He had an interview of him, would inspire him to do these certain things. But listen to this young man. He has a new YouTube channel, John Gabbana, and he was explaining about his testimony and how he accepted Christ and had a spiritual experience when he was locked up. He had a cellmate named Joshua Purdue. Now, Joshua Purdue's gentleman was with, and he introduced him to the Bible, and he was reading it. When you don't have too much time on your hand, when you have a lot of time on your hands, I think that's a very important step to actually do some self development. And I will say with him, with Book, it's good. I think he was doing some bricklaying. He actually ended up getting a trade. He said he was going to quit with the music industry. I think that was a couple years ago, and he was going to move forward with his life. And as a man, once you have a vision, that's what the Lord has given us. He has given Adam that. One of the first things to do is to name all the animals and cultivate the garden before sin came into play. And God rewarded him with Eve as a helpmate, and he chose her to be his wife. But he was very passive in the time when he allowed her to eat from the tree of knowledge. But if you go more into detail as a man, working is very spiritual. And he understood that. He was talking about his experience on that, like just reading how Jesus in his life, what Jesus has done. If you go to Matthew chapter 8, and, when he was expelling demonic entities and spirits, and he fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. He went to different various tests in Matthew 4 in order for him to be baptized, and so he can preach in the Sermon on the Mount and give us these commandments: love thy neighbor as thyself, trust God all your heart, mind, and soul. That was a great humbling experience for him. And I had to give it up to him, and this is something that's good. Just a young man. I hope he's very serious. Like, no one's perfect, but he's waking up. Like, the route that he was going, he could have been dead. There's a lot of young people that die, because clout chasing and just being influenced with what they see on social media, which is the devil's tool. He went into detail on that. He was at home filming, and he was talking about Jesus Christ is the way and the truth and the life. I truly believe that. On John 1:1, in the beginning was the Word was God, and the Word was with God. And John 14:1, talking about the Word became flesh, and it was amazing. I don't know what that is, Baxter, DMCA pass. I don't know what that is. But shouts out to you for coming in the chat. But, falling into the statement here, I'm blessed and, happy that, it's a young man that's people's waking up. And because even though biologically we might not be from the descendant of Abraham, but spiritually, once you accept Christ as your Lord and Savior, you be renewed. You're transformed. You're renewed to a new spirit. And yeah, people can, if you Google his name, you will see just the bad stuff that he did, not like the testimony. He's been cleaning his image up on social media, but at the same time, don't do it for social media, do it for your spirit. One of the most profound statement that he said was, if he dies, he wants to go to heaven. He wants to see Jesus. He wants to see Christ. And you will hate for him. He will hate to live this life just to please people. Then he die and he get to heaven, right? And and he tried to get in, and Jesus said, "I never knew you, because you didn't serve me. I don't know you. Now you in hell forever, for eternal." And a lot of things that people do, like they occupy their time on social media because they not occupying their time for Christ. They don't know what else was keeping their attention. They don't know what's value to them or important. And I really I like how he said that. He spoke up about that, man. So he's a seems like he's an upstanding young man. I mean, it's sad that he had to go through so much, trauma, and for him to reel back into Christ. But God knows our plans. I was talking to my wife about that, like our plans and stuff. Like, God knows it. Plans for us to prosper. Hope in the future. But seek His kingdom, pursue righteousness, and I mean that's the best thing you can do. It's not has nothing to do with riches, because the devil can bless you too. But at the same time, that won't last. It's not nothing comparable to what Christ is going to do and bless you if you follow this word. And it's just good to see, hear about, just Boonk doing this type of stuff, man. He actually dedicated his channel talking about his experiences. Some people was criticizing him about the drinking and stuff, yeah, because it damaged your temple and, be drunk off wine and all this stuff. But, I mean, it's a start, and it's good that he's waking up from it, which is a beautiful thing, and that's all you can really ask for this young man. It's just like you're waking up from it, and, you're really being sincere in your walk with God, and that's a beautiful experience, man. So kudos to him. I just thought that was a really a very powerful thing for him, and then he's continuously to move forward with Christ, man. So I'm very happy for the young brother, man. Just keep it moving, keep going. Just know that this walk is not easy, and it's very encouraging to see other brothers stepping up and giving their life to Christ, man, moving forward, man. So all the stuff that he has done, robbery or assaulting people, insulting people, doing all these crazy stuff, man, just to get attention from people, man, and not for Christ, then all that's gonna be forgiven. And God looks at you like our righteousness like filthy rags, So it's not perfect in the eyes of God, but happy for him. I really am. This is good. This is something that needs to be shared. The link in I probably had the link in the channel in the description box. You go ahead and check that out and see for yourself. Seems like he's a changed young man. I never really listened to his music or anything, some world star hip hop, but this is really good, man. This is a humbling thing, and for 2020 and beyond, Christ is real. He really is. I mean, that's the only way you can have successful marriages. You can have successful life. In Joshua 1:8, he says, meditate on my word day and night, so you have a long and prosperous life. And that simply means reading, studying it, at least spending 15 minutes of your day of the word. I'm trying to get through the book of Joshua now. I'm on 12. I think it's like 24 chapters. So we talked about how Joshua was very successful, like he did what the Christ wanted him to do. He led the Israelites and to beat these northern kings from the East Jordan, that were occupying their land that God promised them. He never complained. He just did it. No matter how hard it was, he did it. He was very disciplined. And I know it's too, like walking with Christ, you have to be disciplined. If he tells you to do something, you have to do it. I talked about this in my last Bible study a couple days ago on Sunday. So if Christ tells you to do something, you have to do it. Don't run away from it. You see, like, the prime example of Nineveh, right? Jonah in the whale. God spoke to him and said, I want you to preach this words here. Have people in Nineveh to turn for their ways. But he decided to do his own thing. God said he was storm. He ended up escaping on the boat, but they threw him out, and there was a huge storm going on, and he got swallowed by a big fish. So he humbled himself, and he actually did what the Lord wanted him to do. Same thing with Apostle Paul, right? He was on his way to Damascus. God blinded him, and the Holy Spirit was talking through him. He was like written one of the best letters in the Bible that we study today. But very, very proud of him. Very good. It's something that's needs to be well said. And he's not, when I know too, he's not going to get a lot of views like he used to talking about Christ. I know that. He's not going to get a whole bunch of views because people don't want to hear it. People want to see ignorance. People want to see drama and stuff like that because it seems appealing to them. Not as, fun. Talk about your experiences and how you're changing your life, because people always want to report and on people's downfalls. But this is good. I'm not gonna go too long, man. Just want to go in here and then make this video go live with you guys this morning. Hope you guys have a beautiful morning. Be safe. But that's all I really have to say. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Congratulations to Boonk. I'm looking forward to many more of your videos, man. And we can talk about it. Thank you guys. I'm out. Deuces.